Hi, everybody, and welcome to the PlantStock channel. My name is Jesse, if we haven't met yet. So today I have some really amazing news, something that actually was a really good birthday present for me yesterday. And that is something that I think a lot of us been waiting for months and months. But since November, most of us probably didn't think this would go through. And that is the deal with McDonald's. Yes, folks, you heard it here. It is actually has happened now. Now, as many of us know, in November, it was announced that McDonald's were going to start making plant-based alternatives, their McPlant. And the tune was a bit different then. People weren't sure if they were going to actually collaborate with Beyond Meat. They had some small collaborations, and they still do at the moment here in the north. But otherwise, on a global scale, basically they didn't want to say who they're going to work, who they were going to work with, right? They said that they had collaborations with McDonald's, they had helped them somewhat, but not that it was going to be on a global scale, right? And it seems that it's going to be that now. But let's just take a look at the tune back in November.
That they have not announced which suppliers they will work with on McPlant. And we tried to pin down Chris Kempczinski on this very issue when we talked to him earlier. Here's what he said.
We see plant-based as being something that is here to stay. The question of when McDonald's would get into it is the only question. It was never a question of if. And we did a variety of consumer testing, as we always do at McDonald's, about a whole bunch of names, and then came out of that came McPlant. So a pretty straightforward name, but what it worked for was consumers had a clear understanding of what it was all about. And it was a product, it was a name that was flexible enough to work on burgers, to work on chicken substitute products, to be something we perhaps would bring into breakfast. So a very versatile trademark. And then how it gets deployed is going to be up to each market.
Can I pin you down on Beyond Meat's involvement? What are they doing, if anything?
Well, we are fortunate at McDonald's. We've got a great group of suppliers that we work with. In many cases, we work with a couple different suppliers in product categories. As you referenced, we have a relationship with McPlant or with Beyond Meat, where they supported us in our Canadian test market. We haven't made a decision about how we're going to be and which suppliers are going to be supporting our global rollout there, so I don't want to comment on that.
And as I imagine that many of you who are long-term investors in Beyond Meat, you know what happened back in November. Well, when this news came out, the stock just shot down for Beyond, right? Because people were like, oh man, it didn't go through, and they just gave up. So not surprising, we don't have a lot of patience on this market right now. But the ones who actually remained are about to be rewarded. Now, if we take a look at the ticker symbol BYND, at the moment, Beyond Meat is at $143, and it actually went down almost 6% yesterday. And post-market, it went down way more than that. And then all of a sudden, this news came out, and it actually flew up, and the post-market last night was actually around plus 11%. I don't know. I actually saw what happened after a while and actually kept going down more and more to I think it became like something like plus minus zero. So we don't know that the pre-market at the moment now. Here in Sweden, it is basically 9:22. So that means that the stock market opens around 6 hours from now. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I remember telling you guys all back in November, and I've been saying it off and on, that I still believe that there would be a possibility for Beyond Meat to make some form of deal with McDonald's. And if not the huge deal, then a smaller one. And we did see that there were talk about that. Like they did sign some kind of deals now in Sweden and in Denmark. Just a month ago or 1.5 months ago, but we were still waiting for that big one. And I still believed, and we talked about it on this channel, I still believed that it would be possible. But now it's not a theory anymore, right? So I'm really happy to see that we're getting this deal. let's take a look at what kind of deal it is and for how long. And if you haven't seen it yet, guys, it's a 3-year deal on a global scale. Let's take a look at what McDonald's had to say about this. So, quote, "Our new McPlant platform is all about giving customers more choices when they visit McDonald's. We're excited to work with Beyond Meat to drive innovation in this space, and entering into this strategic agreement is an important step on our journey to bring delicious, high-quality, plant-based menu items to our customers." And also, we get to hear from Ethan Brown, the CEO of Beyond Meat. "We're proud to enter into this strategic global agreement with McDonald's, an exciting milestone for Beyond Meat, no doubt. And look forward to serving McDonald's as they bring expanded choice to menus globally. We will combine the power of Beyond Meat's rapid and relentless approach to innovation with the strength of McDonald's global brand to introduce craveable new plant-based menu items that consumers will love." And really interesting thing here, guys, is it's not only about the burgers, right? It's the potentials for the future. We also find out here that they're actually planning to do other things, to co-develop things like chicken, pork, and egg. I think that is really like the Egg McMuffin, right? That is really an exciting thing. We haven't heard that much about Beyond Meat making an egg substitute, but that is really fascinating stuff, right? Everybody eats eggs normally, internationally, anyways. But guys, this isn't the only thing, which is amazing also, is that they actually made a new global strategic partnership with Yum. And Yum are the ones that basically own KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell. So they're extending that partnership. They've had some, I think, localized partnerships. We do know that they started something with Pizza Hut back in the end of 2020, but that was only in the US. And as you know, Pizza Hut, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, is an international thing. So this is what Ethan Brown had to say about that. Quote, "We're honored to enter into a global strategic partnership with Yum Brands, one of the world's largest restaurant companies. We'll look forward to expanding our work with the teams at Yum's iconic KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell brands to together bring truly delicious plant-based product innovation to consumers." And this is what the CFO Chris Turner of Yum Brands had to say. Quote, "Today's announcement builds on our strong relationship with Beyond Meat, and given the consumer response during recent tests with Beyond Meat, we're excited about the long-term potential plant-based protein menu items have to attract more customers to our brands, especially younger consumers. We expect this Beyond Meat partnership to strengthen our brand's capability to offer delicious plant-based menu items that are driven by consumer demand for more diverse protein options and our brand's strategies in local markets." Sorry about that, losing my English every day. So now you might ask yourself, is it a buy now? Well, guys, I definitely think it is a buy now. And as you know from this channel and knowing me by now, I've definitely seen this as a buy all along, right? Even though when it was up at over $200, it was definitely a buy then, because we're not on this channel. We're not about buying for the short term, right? We're buying for the long term, for 3 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. If Beyond Meat has proven anything from yesterday's news, it is that they are the undeniable winners here, right? They are the industry leader. There's no question about that. There are no other plant-based company that is even close to making deals like this, right? So even though Impossible Food might seem to be a close second, still they are behind. They're not close to these kind of deals. We don't see that at the moment anyway. And what I find very interesting here with these deals, I think this is only the beginning, right? They're very lucrative, but that means that the more deals like this that the company is getting, the more they're going to get, right? More lucrative deals to be seen in the future. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. I'm interested to hear. What I'm interested to know is how will this impact their overall yearly revenue from now on, right? Especially the next coming 3 years, considering the deal with McDonald's and then Yum Brands. I imagine that they're going to become higher and higher, no doubt. Considering the massive scale, right? It just stands to reason. The only thing that I wonder about is this a branded deal, right? Well, and what's a branded deal for you who don't know? Well, that would mean that when McDonald's actually does announce this on their homepages, on the menus out there, that we have the Mac plant, will it say it's Beyond Meat? Because that would, of course, be even huger then. But there's no discussion about that at the moment. And that might be because McDonald's, they do say that it's going to be their main supplier, but it doesn't mean it's the only supplier, right? Which means that it might not be in their interest to show that it's a branded deal or that it's a branded deal. Which I feel is a shame, because even though that would be huge for Beyond Meat, I think it would be great for McDonald's as well. Yes, they're a much larger company, but Beyond Meat is the dominant plant-based food alternative, right? So everyone knows about them. And people who know about Beyond Meat know that what they're all about is the sustainability of our planet, right? About the animals, about people's health. Even though it's not a super healthy food, but comparatively to a normal burger, meat burger, it is pretty healthy. And of course, you shouldn't be eating this 7 days a week, never with any kind of fast food, right? But and I think this is what people are aware of when they hear Beyond Meat. And I think that would be good for McDonald's, because showing the world that we care about the environment, we care about our customers' health, we care about animals, that would be in their best interest as well, right? Doesn't mean that people won't think about that, that when they see they have a plant-based vegan version, but I think it would be that much stronger having Beyond in the background, right? But we'll have to see about that, what happens. Sometimes I wonder if people truly understand what a massive thing this is. That's what's going on with Beyond Meat now, because it's not only McDonald's, right? It's not only Yum Brands. We have just recently signed a deal with PepsiCo, which is the second biggest food service in the world after Nestle. And just imagine the possibilities there when they're going to help them create different kinds of meat alternatives. It's not only going to be burgers, so it's going to be in all different kinds of aisles in the stores. So I think that in itself is huge, but people keep selling off. We don't see it fly off as many of you probably want to. But as I've talked about before, I'm really okay with that, right? The short selling thing is beneficial for us long-term investors, right? Keep the price down. So as long as we could keep dollar cost average every week or every month, whatever works for you, that's going to benefit us in the long run. Because when we see it 10xing from here, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years from now, or even more, as I do see that as a possibility, as we talked about on this channel, what Jim Cramer talked about, that this could be the next Amazon, right? This could be the next Facebook or Alphabet. And why is that? Well, for the very simple reason that people need to eat, right? And that's going to be the bigger implication on the planet. It's going to be what you put in your mouth 3 to 5 times a day is way bigger for the sustainability of the planet than Tesla's cars, which I love, but that is still a small thing comparatively to what you eat, right? Now, I might be one of the few people who actually believe in that. Please, guys, let me know down in the comments. What do you feel about this? Could this have a really big impact on the planet? Could this be a stock that at least 10x from now? Because I do see it as a generational company. I truly do. Because it's not about the few SKUs they have now, the few products, right? It's about what they're going to create in the future. Because I do see them having more frozen alternatives in the future. I do see them being in different aisles, having totally different SKUs, everything that's edible, right? Imagine having Beyond Ham. We're going to already have Beyond Pork, which is started with in China, maybe Beyond Eggs now. I'm waiting for dairy alternatives in the future. So it is, again, the largest brand out there. The brand awareness is amazing. They get all kinds of people backing them up. I do see them moving into so many different sectors. So this is what I see, guys. You might be of a different view, and that's totally fine. But at least I see them going up really high from here. So I'm excited about that, as you could see maybe. Now, as many of you might be wondering about, their Q4 came out yesterday evening. And I was going to talk about that in this video too, but I don't want it to take too long. I don't want to have my last video was 25 minutes. Not sure what this is going to be, but I was thinking I really want to take a look at those revenues. I don't want it to be anything quick. I just took a quick look now this morning, and it looks pretty okay. It wasn't amazing numbers, and we know why, because of Rona. We're going to talk about that in the next video that I do in a couple of days. I feel that I really need to listen to the conference call with Ethan Brown and really understand and analyze what he's talking about for the future. But we can only imagine, considering the deals he's been making now, right? So, but expect that to come out soon, either tomorrow or in a few days. Take some time, right? And for you very investors out there, I'm probably going to come out with a video soon there too regarding their recent acquisition. All right, so everybody, that was basically it for today. I truly hope you got some value from today's video and that you're excited about the future here. So if you liked the video today, please thumbs up, like the video, since it does really help spread the message. And if you aren't part of this channel and you want to keep getting information regarding Beyond Meat or other plant-based stocks, make sure to subscribe and don't forget that bell button, right? Thank you guys, and peace out. And just a quick reminder that this wasn't financial advice. These are just my own thoughts and opinions. It's important to do your own due diligence and always invest safe. Again, guys, thank you for today. Hope to see you soon. Peace out.